Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and today I'm actually recording in my home studio, and I've gotten started setting things up. You can see here I've started filling my shelves back here with all kinds of goodies, and in fact, you know, maybe I should, well, once I get everything set up on there, then I'll start methodically going through and sharing with you something about each one of them. And I think that'll be fun. I have actually probably well over 100 items to put on these shelves, and I have so much memorabilia. In fact, that's, you know, how we ended up with a lot of the prizes for subscribers and everything is I just have so much stuff that I don't have any place to put it all. So this video is a question from Elite Soul Ninja or Soulja Ninja about relationships inside of video games, and then after that I want to talk just a little bit about some of the computer issues that I've been going through, and some new stuff that I'm getting. So anyway, on to computer relationships, or video game relationships. Let's see, Elite Soulja Ninja says, hey Marky, I was just pondering some questions and thought of this. How do you feel about video game dating relationships? Some people take it very serious, and some are sickos and pervs who pretend to be the opposite gender to get free items and stuff. So, do you think this is ridiculous or legit? I can tell you that I've encountered this many times, and what's happened to me is that I've just I don't believe people when they're, you know, when they're playing a female character. I don't believe them typically that they are actually a woman in real life. Now, it does happen, of course, but statistically, there are a hell of a lot more guys than girls that play MMOs, and the stats kind of vary. You know, if it's a first-person shooter, it's even less women. But if it's a more casual game, you know, like SimCity or Hello Kitty Online, or some of those other games, then the percentages are a lot higher. But I tend to be in the hardcore MMOs and hardcore first-person shooter. I kind of consider that, like, World of Tanks is somewhere in between. You know, it's kind of an MMO, but it's also a shooter. It's like Team Fortress, but everybody's in a tank. So now, as far as relationships and everything, I've seen plenty of people play female characters and, you know, really try and take advantage of being a woman in game and get guys to give them stuff and everything. And that's all fine and dandy. You know, I can't play. You know, I can't do something like that. You know, I have a hard enough time playing a character that's not human, let alone a character that is, say, a character that is, you know, female. I have a hard time identifying with that, and so because, you know, as you can see, I'm a guy, human. So I don't play that way very much, but I do know that other people like to play a social game in that sense, and so there are a lot of people who do that. Now, as far as relationships, I do know my best friend who's passed away. Him and his wife met in a MUD, and MUDs go back to their, like, pre-MMOs, and she, like, stabbed him in the back or something like that. She was some assassin or whatever, and she stabbed him in the back, and somehow they got talking after that and found that they were in the same city, and met up, and it all went on from there. I mean, they ended up getting married, and they had a girl and everything, and it was pretty neat to see that such a great relationship could come out of meeting a person in a game. I can tell you that that these days, do you think it's funny that if you were introduced to somebody on Facebook and then you met them in real life, that you couldn't spark some sort of friendship or even more off of that? Would you feel like it was weird that because you were introduced or you first met in online, that it was somehow not right or not proper? I don't think that's the case. I mean, I can tell you that all the way back before the MMOs, I was doing BBSs. And BBSs were like the internet, but they were more localized. It was typically within your area code or not a long distance area. And because you would have to dial in, and there'd only be so many connections. Sometimes you'd have to be on redial for hours. Well, you'd get to know the other people there, and they're all real people in your neighborhood, in your city, in your town. And we would do meetups. And so we had this one BBS called Jim's Room in Portland, Oregon. And Jim was a guy who was severely handicapped, and his interaction with people, with the outside world, was really through this BBS that he built. And what a wonderful way for someone who has a really hard time getting out and being social with other people to actually interact with other people. I mean, it's really pretty great. So we have a special going on. So if you're, we have a lot of orders coming in today, and I'll get to those as soon as I'm done making this recording. So I met a lot of people there, and I became a lot of friends with a lot of them, and a lot of them I'm still friends with today. I mean, it's really amazing. I mean, godparents for one of my kids, I met them online. You guys know Old Pagan? I met him online, and you've seen him in some of my videos. He's like, he's got to be 80 now and still playing WoW. He's hardcore. I mean, it's pretty neat. So it's not unreasonable to meet somebody in a game or in Facebook or someplace else online, meet up in real life, and something spark. I think that is perfectly fine. And I think that back in the BBS days, whenever we talked about that, my parents were like, "Are you sure it's okay to meet these people? Is everything going to be okay?" And everything. They were worried about my safety because it could be some anonymous person. And the fact is that these days you can go look somebody up on Facebook and everything before you go and meet them, and you can really get a good understanding of a person by looking them up online. And and if you're uneasy about it, take a friend with you when you go to meet somebody for the first time. And so nothing extreme about that. But on the flip side, if they're trying to lure you to another city or something like that, I mean, have you guys seen the video of the 16-year-old girl that was lured by a pedophile that I did? And it is one of my most viewed videos, but it's just a story about a guy who was pretending to be a boy of like 16 to 18, and I made friends with these girls in game, and he got one of the girls to get on a bus and go out and meet him. Well, it turns out he was a registered sex offender. He was a pedophile, and it's a really amazing story about how, in fact, at the end of this video, at the very end, I'll put in an annotation for this. And let's see, I'm just making a note so that I remember to do it. And so he got busted. And it's a really great story from a lawyer who helped alert the police. And so anyway, I think it's perfectly normal. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Now, let's talk about some other stuff. Oh my goodness, another order. Like I said, it's really, really busy today. And so, I'm going to be busy all day processing orders. I mean, it'd be great. So the I was supposed to do a live broadcast last night, and that did not work out. My computer has been crashing. I'm using the computer right now to record, but it's not under heavy load. I'm not running a game at the same time. I'm not trying to live stream at the same time. When I get it under heavy load, it just pukes. And I've been very frustrated with that, because the live show that we did really had just an amazing amount of comments, and we did a live show it was only for about 90 minutes, but in that 90 minutes we had over just shy of 300 comments on there, and a lot of them were very positive. So we are going to be doing live shows as soon as I get my computer sorted out. So today I'm ordering some new parts. I recently got a new case and stuff, and power supply, because I thought that maybe it was power issues. I proved that it's not software issues, and it's a hardware issue, but it doesn't show up in any of the hardware tests whenever I take it in. And so it's something not right, and I'm finally throwing a hammer at a non-nail problem, and I am going to replace my motherboard, CPU, and memory. And so I've been looking at like the Extreme, the i7 3960K, and it's $1,000. But I looked at all these reviews and everything, and I can get the 3930K, which is a hexa-core processor. It'll show up as 12 processors on my system, and it's half the price. And I found a great Intel motherboard that I thought I was going to have to spend $400 or $500 on a really good motherboard, but I found one that's perfect. It's already set the way I want it and everything, and so I don't have to get like an overclocker's motherboard. I mean, this is an overclocker's motherboard, but it's already pre-configured the way I want it, and it was only a couple $100. So, and then the memory, you have to buy memory all in sets, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I go with 32 or 64 gigs of memory. And because if you don't buy it in a set, you can end up with timing issues, because you want them all in sequence, one number after another on their serial numbers and stuff. And it's kind of an odd thing, but they're kind of like a living thing that they need to mend, together, that I can't just buy some memory now and then add to it later. If I'm gonna, I would have to take out the memory if I was to replace it later and put in new stuff, and I think it'd be more cost effective. But I'm just trying to see how much it is for 64 gigs of memory. I mean, that's a lot of money. Wow. Okay, so lots of business today. So anyway. That's all that's on my mind, so I'll be ordering that stuff today, and I'll have it in, probably by next week. And I don't know, what do you think? Should I film actually how to tear apart a computer and build a computer? Because I know how to do that. I used to own a computer store, and I could do the entire thing in an episode or two, and go through how all of that stuff is done, and then I don't know, maybe you'll learn something from it. I think that'd be fun. Maybe I'll do that. Let me know in the comments. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care. Oh, and so right here and through the exit is the annotation for the 16-year-old girl who was lured by a pedophile, and the story about how he was caught. It's pretty dramatic. It's pretty fun. So take care, everybody.